Oh my goodness. Welcome Facebook Live. I hope that you guys are in for a special treat tonight because guess what? I am actually live on spot in person with the people that I'm going to interview. Like that never happened. So I'm super duper excited about this. Not only that, but the fact that I have been in Charlotte, North Carolina for long enough to understand that this place rocks. I mean, if you guys don't know, if you've never been here before, then you're missing out on a lot of amazing cigar lounges, amazing people that are in this city, and just the atmosphere, the people. It's a beautiful thing. So I hope that you guys all put in the comments how much or where you guys have been. What have you been doing? Is the comments down here, comments up here? I'm not really sure. But all I know is that I hope you guys are having a great night and you're in for a treat because I have one of the lounges that I have definitely found fond of this week since I've been visiting. And it's just been an awesome time. I know that we're going to have you all in tonight, so get ready for the thoughts of the final draw and welcome to the show, the final draw. If you guys have not seen this show, please subscribe and be able to hit that like button plus the subscribe button so that you get notified anytime that I go live. So I hope that you're all ready for this. So I am actually live in person at the Ash and Barrel in Charlotte, North Carolina. To be specific, I would say it's Cornelius and it's North Charlotte, correct? Yeah, see, I've gotten I've learned a lot since I've been here. I've been here for about 2 weeks. It started with the President's Cup, and now it's actually kind of permanent, which I'm not hating that. So I'm definitely a happy person. So anyways, let me go ahead and introduce you to some of the people that I have met, which I'm super excited about. So are we going to start here or here? All right, so let me bring in the beautiful Robin Briscoe. She actually owns the Ash and Barrel in Charlotte, North Carolina. If you guys have seen the reel that I posted earlier, you're going to see some of the amazing stuff that they have. I mean, the ambiance is beautiful. They have a lot of live music. Right now, the place is packed, and we're actually in a meeting room that is a beautiful meeting room. I mean, you can't even make this stuff up. And at the same time, they also make amazing drinks and have a huge humidor, and there is just so much to learn. So I'm going to give her the floor to let her introduce herself and give maybe some little bit of background about how you guys have made it here.
Oh, thank you so much, Melanie, and it's so great to meet you. Had a chance to meet you the other day at the bar. We had a great chat, and I'm just glad to be online here with you today with my husband. Oops, try and squeeze him in a little bit. We've been here almost a year. We will be celebrating our 1 year anniversary here. At the end of this month, we actually opened Halloween weekend.
What?
So yes, we had a big masquerade grand opening. So we're going to kind of duplicate that a little bit at the end of the month and do a lot of great things there. But my husband and I both. This was our vision, and we're just super excited to always, introduce new people to what we do here and to meet new people.
Absolutely. I mean, that is definitely one of the things that when I walked in tonight, I immediately got highs and waves from people that I have no clue who they are.
That's what we're all about.
But I mean, that is our cigar culture, and that's really what everybody is trying to do.
Yes, everyone wants to know who everyone is, so that they become a partnership in this culture. They enjoy each other's company, enjoy conversations, and enjoy the cigars. Most importantly.
Right? So tell us a little bit about first of all, let's talk about your cigars. Since you bring up cigars, I'm going to go ahead and probably have to relight my cigar.
I'm going to do this.
So I've been working most of the night, so I do not have one with me.
Oh my God, what a shame.
But I will get it very shortly.
Yes. So, just so everyone knows, I'm smoking Tatiana right now. This is one of my go-tos, and I love the cherry, and I'm smoking honey right now because I'm drinking champagne.
Oh.
And I always find that just it's such a smooth, mellow kind of what we're doing tonight because we have a packed house for conversations, just to be real smooth and real easy, kind of laid back. Although there is no easy out there tonight, right? We have a
No.
great band, and they're kind of turning up a little bit.
Oh yeah, I definitely got the glimpse of you guys. You guys are walking through. You're working it, and not only that, you have great music. Everybody is pumped. I could definitely see the energy in the air.
It's Friday, so on Fridays we kind of do this. We definitely have live music 3 nights a week on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Sundays and Wednesdays a little bit more mellow, but Friday it's the end of the week, and coming together over a great cigar and great cocktails, right? Just kind of lets people let it go, let the week go, kind of ease into this weekend and have a good time. And we have a great time here. We have great bands to play. Yeah, we bring that energy, and there's lots of connections. People are meeting each other out there.
Yes.
And like you said, walking in, saying hi, because when they've seen you or met you before that, they're gonna stop and talk to you. And that's what we
Absolutely.
did. Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you one quick question. Can I switch seats with you real quick?
Absolutely.
Only reason I say that is because I want everybody to be able to hear you a lot better. So that way we can be in between you guys. Okay, so come close. Now we have like, I'm gonna,
So you put your seats down.
yeah. All right, so I want to know what the heck have you guys, now you got to come closer, Robin.
Okay.
What made you guys decide to actually start this situation?
Ooh, you want to go?
For me,
Yeah.
I think it was a place that we wanted to play. We needed some place where we could come together, meet like-minded people that enjoyed the same things we did. We were too old to go to the little kiddie nightclubs and be out till 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
We were too young to go to the bingo halls.
Right.
So we couldn't sit at home or go to the bingo
Bingo
halls.
halls?
So therefore, this was a happy alternative. I think this met everybody's need.
All right, who was the first cigar smoker, you or her?
I was.
Oh,
Yes. And he introduced me, several years back. I think he started me out with acids because that was, nice and smooth. And he thought, okay, you like flavors. So I got chocolate, coffee, and all of those things. And that's kind of where I started.
right. All right, so then what? You guys just, I know you said you didn't want to play bingo, so you decided to do something different. And so really, what gave you, I mean, owning a cigar lounge, I think even starting a cigar lounge is a lot of work. So what did you guys do before this?
Well, we both have always been in the people business.
All right.
Leaders in different industries, mostly retail. I've been in manufacturing and human resources, employee relations, and it just came a time where it was time to get out of corporate America. We love cigars. We know the connections that can be made with cigars. So it's like we like people. Want to bring people together, make some new connections, help each other elevate themselves, and no better way to do that than over a good cigar.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, that's really how it starts, right? It's like you start with people, you start with having I feel like anybody who opens a cigar lounge, it's like, this is what I really love to do. So I'm taking a leap and I'm going to make it happen, right? You definitely have to make a commitment. All right, so first of all, I want everybody out there to know how beautiful this cigar lounge is. If you guys have been into any cigar lounge, this is one of the most beautiful that I've been in. And if you guys know that I've been in a lot of cigar lounges, I've been in a lot of cigar lounges. So the backdrop, just the ambiance, the amount of artwork that you guys have. I don't know if you guys can see the artwork behind us. That is just one little piece of how much, beauty is in this cigar lounge. So I definitely am impressed. I was impressed the day that I got in, but I love the mirror brick behind the bar. So who was the decorator? Are you the decorator?
I am, because I like to buy things.
I love it.
Buy things and decorate. So starting with this room, when we first started talking about this concept and bringing people together. One of our first thoughts was coming from the industries and being corporate people for so long. One of our first thoughts was that this is an extension. This is an extension of that corporate boardroom, right?
Yeah.
This is an extension of the golf course and where these connections typically happen. So we said we definitely wanted private meeting rooms that people can smoke comfortably in, because people are meeting differently.
Yep.
They're meeting over cigars now. They're meeting over great cocktails. So we definitely wanted a place where we could be an extension of that. And this is where this room was created. You can see we got, and I know that the viewers can't see it, but this is got a great big conference table.
Yeah.
And like you said, the art on the wall, we have, excuse me, we have the monitor where people can hook up their computers and do PowerPoints or whatever they do to have those meetings.
Nice.
We've had investment groups in here. What else? We had real estate groups in here. They come and we could have, 10 or 12, 14 people in here smoking comfortably. We're smoking and have those meetings, and they absolutely love it.
You know what I heard? I heard that every great deal goes down in the cigar lounge.
There you go.
So
and there's been some.
We're working through a
do you
lot.
guys take 5%? Are you like 5%? 5%?
That would be great.
Yeah.
I have to think about that one.
Think about it, yes. And then we have another one, which is smaller than this one. And that room primarily has been, up to this point, kind of held for birthday parties and different celebrations.
Yeah.
And just people who, it's a game.
It's a game.
Yeah. People
I
play
love
cards over there. We got dominoes and checkers. And,
Ooh, yes.
those are kind of things where if you're not out enjoying music and kind of turning up a little bit, you can go and kind of relax with your cigar and your cocktail, or your friend have private meetings back there, or watch a game.
Right. So I did kind of hear a little birdie. It might have been this guy, but I did kind of hear that you guys have bottomless mimosas on Sundays.
On Sundays.
I mean, we're going to get into the drinks in a minute, but I did hear that there might be an attraction of bottomless mimosas.
Yes. So on Sundays, we start the day with our featured cigar and bottomless mimosas for $19.95, and they get that till 4 o'clock. And trust me, 12:05, they're ready to come in. They're ready to come in. Yeah.
Now, how do they leave?
After they turn music, because typically they'll stay because we have music from 4:30 to 7:30.
Yeah.
And that's just real back group, kind of jazzy feel. And usually they're sitting back enjoying the music before they head on out.
Yeah. So, and now I came in tonight, and you guys had wonderful music tonight. And is this every Friday? You guys got the live music. Now, how did you find the band, and how did you decide who's going to play and stuff?
Charlotte is full of great talent.
Oh, that's
It's
awesome.
full of great talent. And typically they find us. And so when we first started, we had several bands introduced to us. And we started with just Wednesdays. And Wednesdays blew up. They absolutely was like, okay, we need to add another night. So we added Fridays
Nice.
to it. And then people hear, well, you guys have bands. Can we come in? And, I'll meet them. I'll look at some of their clips, hear what they're playing, and let them come on in and try it out. And I got like 5 or 6 people knocking on the door now ready to come in. So I know that Charlotte is just full of great talent.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So they're definitely looking for a place to play, and you guys have provided it.
Yes.
Now, you guys are also in a very nice area. I'm hearing that you're close to Michael Jordan's mom's house. Is that a thing?
Someone told you that?
Yeah, somebody. It was the Uber driver. Sorry.
It is a very nice area. Have a beautiful golf course, 5 minutes away from us. There's also another beautiful yacht club that's 5 minutes away from us. And this is just a place where everybody can come together and meet. So it's not just about having the golf course, but that's why we're here.
Yeah.
We like to entertain ourselves, and that's one of the real reasons that people get out and like, oh, they're entertaining themselves.
Yeah.
There's some camaraderie there. They get to tell a lie or two. Then go back home to reality.
Oh, a liar too. I feel like that's a tall tale for fishermen. Like that was back in the day whenever I was a kid, and my dad would tell the tall tales of the fish.
Playing golf as well. There was a hole in one. Well, yeah, but you kind of dropped it in there.
Oh my God, I love it. Well, since
they all like cigars too.
yeah,
So they're smoking a big cigar as they're going and playing the first 9 holes. So.
Absolutely, I totally agree with that. So since we have you on camera right now, why don't you go ahead? I've walked in here quite a few times the past 2 weeks, and you have been actually serving the drinks that you guys make. So tell us a little bit about the drinks that you guys, the signature drinks that you offer, and how you came up with that. And I heard that your daughters have an input on that.
My daughters took total control. They wanted me to stay from behind the bar. Unfortunately, they're not here all the time, so I get to go back there and play around a little bit.
But they teach you well.
They have taught me well. I get to read instructions. I can't. That's the most important thing. Follow their instructions. Anytime that I don't, they tell me about it. But a lot of people love what they call a old-fashioned.
Yeah.
We serve what's called a fashion. And I would challenge
fashion.
anyone in the state to make it better. And a lot of people take that challenge, and once they taste it, they agree.
Man, I think we're gonna have to do it. I think we're gonna have to get on that boat.
Do that. So we have about 10 or 12 different signature cocktails, all of them with a little different flavor, something added extra. And the reason that the extras were added is to pair with cigars. So the cigars are there to pair with the drinks.
All right.
So it's like a perfect match.
I feel like we need to copyright our cocktails.
That's awesome. So you have these drinks that you pair with the cigars. Now, are you at the bar, or even the girls that work at the bar, are they looking at the cigars that they buy, and then they're actually suggesting a certain drink that they might enjoy along with that cigar?
A lot of the time they do, but it's most important to get the cocktail that the customer wants.
Okay.
So you tell me, what are you in the mood for? What do you have a taste for? Because your taste will match up with your cigar, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
So if you're more of a dry champagne drinker, then we have a drink to meet that. And that will automatically match your palate for your cigar, because that's just the type of taste that you have.
Yeah.
So if you like something sweet, you'll get a sweet cocktail to match with that sweet cigar. They taught me well, so I get to help with this kind of stuff.
Nice. Well, I love it. And I think you guys do a great job. Not only that, but I noticed that you guys did a lot of smoky drinks, which I showed on the preview that we did tonight. So what is that, first of all, I kind of want to ask, how did you decide to pick your bourbons and your whiskeys and the type of, liquors that you guys offer?
Well, I like to taste liquors. So does my wife. We go on tasting binges at times.
I'll volunteer for that.
Yeah. And we look at recommendations. And a lot of the information that we get from people like our tobacconist. He really helps us do a lot of the selection. When we do our taste testing, everyone's involved that smokes cigars. My wife, she'll pick up a cigar, ask her to taste this particular tequila or rum or whiskey, and if it hits the mark, that's the one we'll go with. If we have a general consensus.
Nice.
There's a lot out there, but you have to get the right ones.
Awesome.
And we try to make sure we do. We carry probably a couple hundred bottles on our shelves, so we have a little bit for everyone.
All right. So then so now that we've got all the drinks down and everybody is having a great time, how is it that they choose and pick a cigar out of the massive humidor that you guys have?
One of the main factors is our tobacconist cigar specialist, Marco Cook. And Marco is here with us now. He's been here with us from the opening stages of our house. And he is a wealth of knowledge. He is a superstar in the industry, in my opinion. And we're very, very lucky to have him.
Yeah. So I did have the pleasure of meeting him, I think the second day that I was in here. I know I've been in here like 3 times because it's so nice. So sorry guys. but I loved it. So yes, he is a wealth of knowledge, including I think that he actually even does a cigar 101 class, which I think is so amazing and imperative to each cigar lounge because that affects actually the greater good of cigars, correct?
It is absolutely unbelievable. When the idea was first thought up for us, um, we couldn't think of any better benefit to our guests than to know as much as they can so that they can go ahead and navigate that cigar market. There are thousands of cigars out there. And to make sure that you have the one that's going to fit you well, you need to know about it.
Yep.
You need to know what you're tasting. You need to know approximately how long you're going to smoke it. You need to know if there's any residual effects. And Marco can teach you this stuff. And he's taught me and he's taught my wife many of things,
Right.
as well as our staff. He is a wealth of knowledge and a great teacher.
Yeah, no, I think that's super important because whenever we think about cigars, somebody might try a cigar and then they may not like it and they may be against all of it for forever on from that point. And what I think that we need is more cigar smokers because I think when you realize how important or how enjoyable a cigar can be and you know exactly what you like and you find that you're actually going to attract other smokers. And this is not like anything like cigarettes and it's not against your health. It has no, it's just leaves. That's all it is. And it's very organic. So I think that it's super important. And you guys are offering an opportunity to invite more cigar smokers into our industry.
That's exactly what it's about because there's been a lot of male and female who says, I've been wanting to smoke a cigar, but I really don't know what I'm doing. I really don't know how to pick it. And when they come to me with that, I take them in to meet Marco and say they're a beginner. They don't know where to even begin.
Yeah.
And it's just introduction and kind of guiding them through that. They're comfortable. They know it's not going to kill them or hurt them.
Yeah.
And it's what they want. And so this class, the Cigar 101, I've had so many people say they're so thankful that they introduced them to smoking cigars the right way.
Yeah.
So
So wait, how the heck did you find somebody so valuable?
I don't know.
So when we got started, we picked out a couple of individuals that we knew dynamite in the marketplace. We hired the one, and we and him talked a little bit, and we said, well, there's another person that's out there that we think is dynamite and would be a great addition to our family. And Jim got in touch with Marco, and it was history. It was one of those marriages made in heaven. It was great. And I can definitely say, without a doubt, Ashley Barrel has had the probably best cigar staff in this state.
Wow.
Hands down. I would compare them with any.
That's a pretty powerful statement right there. Marco, are you listening to this? Are you feeling good right now?
I'm gonna make a run to take care of a couple of things if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
I know you're still live. I'd like to bring Marco around.
Absolutely. It's gonna get a little loud as the door opens, but then we're still gonna be here, guys. So don't go anywhere. But we're gonna let Marco. Marco actually impressed me the other day as we were chit-chatting and taught me a lot about how he's educating people. You want to bring the chair down a little bit? Or should I bring mine up a little bit? There you go. There we go. This is awesome. I don't usually do these lives as in like with everybody else, but I'm actually enjoying this. I think this is a lot of fun. So,
Still my lighter.
you know what? That is the biggest scheme in the entire industry. Don't steal my lighter.
What's up, everybody?
So, you guys, this is the Tobacconist Marco. So, if you guys have not met, Marco, he does the Cigars 101 with Tobacconist Marco. If you guys see the ticker tape down there, that is in with Ash and Barrel in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, you're definitely going to look up. You guys look up Charlotte, North Carolina, which I did put the website right down there. So I know that if they go to your website, they're going to be able to find your one-on-one class, correct?
Yes, on our website, you have a lot of information, not only about all of the many events that we have going on throughout the week, but also throughout the month. Every month, we do my Cigars one-on-one class. It's a great opportunity to not only, if you are starting to get into cigars and you've got some friends that are maybe a little bit curious about it, this is the best place and the time for you to bring them all in and have a good time together and learn how to cut your cigar, how to light your cigar, and what the different cuts and how they affect your smoking experience. As well as on our website, you'll see our weekly events. We have Wind Down Wednesdays, which are always an absolute blast. We have wine specials, and we have live music on Wednesdays. On Fridays, as you can maybe hear now,
It's
the band
packed
is
house.
absolutely rocking out there right now. Live music on Fridays, and we highlight and we highlight our bourbon cocktails, which are absolutely delicious. And then on Sundays, as they explained earlier, we have Cigars and Mimosa Sundays. So bottomless mimosas and a cigar for $19.95, and then enjoy some live music.
All right, shameless plug. On Sundays, when you guys see us on The Professor Show, which you should all watch, www.facebook.com/The Professor Show, I might be winding down with mimosas. I'm just going to say bottomless mimosas. So I don't think that Jeremiah might be happy with that, but it might happen.
If I remember correctly, they also talk about the Meet the Professor show, right?
Yeah, Meet the
Yes.
Professor Show.
They also live stream on YouTube, so you have multiple avenues to watch an amazing show with some of the absolute legends in the industry.
He's totally my next co-host.
I'm telling you, you're talking about Carlitos Fuentes.
He's pulling my strings. He's tugging the strings of my heart right now.
Hey, I mean, I don't know if y'all can see this too well, but this is what I'm smoking. Where's the actual, okay, it's up here?
No, it's right there. Coming into the,
Okay,
see you.
this is what I'm smoking right now.
Oh, Cuba.
Yeah, this is the Divine Inspiration. This is an absolutely amazing smoke.
Where did you get that?
I'm not telling.
Oh my God! Everybody loves that cigar. I love it. It's
I found the
fantastic.
box and I snatched them up immediately. Yeah, but I love my cigars. I smoke a lot, and that has been the primary source of my education. Just smoking a lot.
Yes. All right. So we had a great conversation the other day. I was really super impressed with what you were telling me, and I know I was saying that, it's so important for people to understand, and to understand what they're smoking, because I feel like the same thing that I just said is we want people to understand and be able to find what they want so that they'll actually come back and back and back, because obviously if you don't like it, you might not even like cigars ever. And we need more people to be in this industry. So I love what you do, and I want you to explain to them some of the things that maybe you teach, or maybe that you have experienced where people have no idea, and then maybe what is your experience in how they leave the class feeling, and maybe they come back, or what's the experience that you have seen people react to your class and how they...
Okay, so one of the things that I like to start with is that cigars are simple. Cut, light, smoke, enjoy. Simple as that. That said, with anything that is simple, it leaves a lot of room for nuance and preference. Now, when you were a baby, did you know the difference between cheddar cheese and Swiss cheese? You probably didn't. And that is one of the ways that I express to people how it takes time and experience to develop your palate. And for cigars or anything else, that is a culinary experience. And cigars are very much a culinary experience. It's all about the aroma and the flavor that you experience with each individual cigar. Now, when it comes to developing your palate for anything, it takes some time to taste and try a few different things, to start to develop your palate what you like, and by being open-minded and trying a few different things, trying recommendations, and educating yourself, being open-minded, you not only learn what you like, but you learn to differentiate, so that many times you'll educate yourself on why you like what you like, why you enjoy what you tend to enjoy.
Absolutely. And then what happens, I feel like, is that you learn, and then you also you dig deeper. You in your palate. Now, the other day, what I really enjoyed about what you were talking about the other day is that our palates are not the same, and sometimes we can get into descriptions of how a cigar will taste, but at the same time, somebody's palate is not going to experience the same effect. So you try to be a little bit more general versus a little bit more descriptive. And so in that sense, how is it that you know, get to that point and be able to reach that person on that level?
Okay, so one of the reasons why I tend to be very general about my descriptions of a cigar is the fact that if I go into too much detail about my experience with a cigar, well, this other person, one, may not have the same palate as I do, and two, they may not have the same taste associations that I do. So if someone's never tasted cinnamon, they won't be able to reference that. So that's one of the reasons. That's why I tend to be very general in my descriptions. Aside from that, scientifically, there are about 4 different categories of tasters, and they primarily have to do with the physical amount of taste buds on your tongue. Well, if the number of taste buds I have on mine is different than hers, and we haven't had the same culinary history, meaning we haven't drank the same drinks, we haven't eaten the same foods, we haven't traveled to the same countries, then we're going to have very different, not only experiences with the same cigar, but also references when it comes to describing our experience.
Absolutely. I thought that was so amazing that you say that, because I totally believe the same thing. And a lot of times I like to use the word harmonious, because I feel like if you can just enjoy a cigar that is harmonious. So going into that, how about the information that you shared about how people tend to look at a cigar whenever they're going through the humidor,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So the color of a cigar can also help, you know, they tend to judge that, whereas that may not be something that you should judge.
So what we're getting into here really is about the physical judgment of a cigar, and basing that, our expectation of strength and body, which are 2 different things, and basing that expectation off of how light or dark the cigar is. Now, the strength of a cigar, the nicotine content, that's what we're referring to. The nicotine content and its effects on our body. Different people have different nicotine tolerances, and it is up to a tobacconist to be able to calibrate that person's scale and what they can suggest to them based off of their smoking history. And that, of course, means you have to ask them a few questions. What have you smoked before? Have you ever smoked a cigar before? Do you know how to smoke a cigar? And be able to instruct them on what those things mean, as well as separating strength from body. Many times people think that a dark cigar means that a cigar is going to be light, and what they're expecting is that it will not have a heavy nicotine content. Well, the strength of a cigar primarily comes from the filler, because that's the greatest portion of that cigar. Well, you can't see the filler from the wrapper, can you? So that filler could be quite strong and have a light wrapper on it, because that's how the blender designed it for a certain flavor profile and burn characteristics. And many people think that a dark cigar is going to be too strong for them. So they shy away from anything darker than this.
Yes.
They are afraid of Maduros. And many times what I will do is because I've pretty much smoked 90 to 95% of what's in our humidor. I have a pretty good idea of what is and isn't strong. So what I'll do is I will offer them a polite challenge. I will pick a cigar that is a little bit darker than that they may feel comfortable with, that I know isn't very strong. And before that, I will ask them, have you eaten within the last 4 hours? Especially for new cigar smokers, because as many of you know, if you smoke a cigar on an empty stomach, or it's been quite some time since you've eaten, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
You're setting yourself up to have a poor experience, and that's not what we want. So I'll put a cigar in their hand that's a little bit darker than they may be comfortable with, because I know that it's not that strong actually. And I'll tell them, I'm going to come back out there and I'll check on you to see how you're getting along with this cigar. And usually by the time I get out to them, they're already an inch into the cigar and they're feeling completely fine. They're enjoying it. And now they've expanded their horizons when it comes to their cigar smoking experience.
Yes. So let me ask you this question. How imperative do you think it is for a lounge to be able to have the education and a tobacconist to be able to provide support to the manufacturers who are actually wanting to bring cigars into your establishment?
Oh, that's extremely important, because cigars is not just a product, it's a culture. And that means that the more people you have educated within that culture, the better they can share it not only with each other, but even with people outside of the culture to be ambassadors and even evangelists to bring them into the culture. Because I'll tell you this, one, cigar culture has been around a very long time. It has a very rich and storied history. And that's aside from the fact that we've also been kind of one of the most persecuted vice groups in the world. And despite that, cigar culture has never died. Because the people in cigar culture tend to be some of the most well-balanced and mature and well-developed people. Because to smoke a cigar, to smoke and enjoy cigars, you have to at least have two things, and that is the time and the resources. If you're not good at time management, you won't have time to enjoy this. If you're not good at resource management, you won't have the resources to enjoy this. And you also won't be able to enjoy the culture of other people who have already done that work. You won't be able to enjoy being around them and learning from their development and their maturity in areas that you haven't experienced yet.
Absolutely. My God, I totally love it. And I think it's so awesome that you guys offer this and you have such educated tobacconists inside of the humidor. Now, there was one thing that I noticed that was a little bit different from where I come from, Naples, Florida, which bless their hearts. I hope that everybody is getting back together, which I have seen a lot of the lounges opening back up and offering, entertainment and everything. So I feel like everybody else is doing great. So I love that. Rocky Patel is doing okay. So you guys don't worry. But at the same time, oh my gosh, I almost forgot my question right there.
It happens.
I know. But what was, whenever, nope, I forgot it. It was
okay.
on.
Well, how about this? So, why have you decided to engage in cigar media? I mean, first of all, like I said, cigars and cigar culture is one of the most persecuted groups. If you want to actually get into this and actually engage with people and build anything, it's going to take quite a bit of work a lot and a lot of time, and sometimes a whole lot of luck. Like, why did you decide to start engaging with the culture in such an in-depth manner?
Well, one thing started with me wanting to find an easy position because I was running away from a medical position that was way more difficult. And I felt that when I walked in, well, I got an opportunity to work into a cigar lounge, and I asked them what they sell. And they said beer, wine, and cigars. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that. I didn't smoke. I was not in the smoking community. I was actually probably against smoking until altogether. But whenever I walked into that establishment and I started selling cigars, I think finding the opportunity to find out exactly what somebody could enjoy. And I also learned which cigar scanner, which you used, and I was learning things as I was going along, but handing somebody the perfect cigar where they could find a time to enjoy and find an hour where they could relax. And it's not through drugs, and you're not going to blow your mind away, and you're not going to fall asleep by drinking or doing something that's probably not good for you or illegal. This was definitely something that was very fascinating to me, but at the same time, finding out depths of the different tastes was so fascinating to me, and then being able to share that with somebody, and also being able to find the right thing for the right person. That was fascinating. And so I also enjoyed learning that from you, like understanding that. And so, somebody walking into your humidor and asking them questions, finding out all the details, and then being able to find the perfect solution, I would say. You're almost a solutionist. Is that a word? I don't know, but it sounds like it.
Problem solver. Yeah. So
problem solver. There we go.
I'll say this: a good tobacconist is first and foremost a good listener. If you are engaged with someone who's supposed to be helping you with your cigars, one, they should be active in engaging you. If you walk into their humidor, they should actively engage you to start to help you along that journey.
Yes.
Two, they should have questions for you. They shouldn't just tell you this, and that, just smoke this, blah, 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 whatever. They should be asking some questions because they should, now, of course, this is my opinion and my assessment. They should be actively engaged in asking you the right questions to understand what your smoking background is, where you're coming from, and get some idea of where you're trying to go. What is your palate craving? Are you looking for something new that you've never experienced before? Are you looking to expand your palate? Are you looking for something that you're comfortable with already? Something already within your wheelhouse, something you've already experienced before, maybe just a little tweak on it. Like if someone comes in and they say, I like a nice medium Maduro. Well, we've got quite a few options.
Oh, you know what? That does remind me. The whole, how people think about Maduros and what they think they understand, and then what they don't actually understand about certain flavors. That was another great opportunity.
It's a bit of a callback to a previous conversation.
I know, sorry.
Yeah. So,
but it was an enlightening comment.
Yes. So one of the misconceptions is that Maduro just means dark. Maduro means ripe or mature, and it particularly refers to a fermentation process of the leaf that breaks down the starches in the tobacco, and that tends to bring out a bit more character and sweetness to the tobacco. It doesn't just mean a dark cigar, because some tobaccos with certain fermentation and even sometimes even in the curing process will naturally be a little bit darker than others. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a Maduro.
So, all right. So speaking on lounges and this and that, I know that you guys offer the 101 cigar class. So tell them a little bit about how you get that information out, and how you you know, are able to bring in people and get them to understand or even attend your class that you do once a month?
So, first and foremost, the tobacconist must be a good listener. When I'm talking to my customers, whether it's in the lounge, when I'm checking up on them to get feedback from how they're enjoying or even not enjoying a cigar, which, side note, don't ever be afraid of telling your tobacconist that you didn't enjoy one of their recommendations. That is one of the best things that you can do because it actually helps us to narrow down understanding your palate and what direction to lead you in. So I will listen to them as far as, and I'm particularly paying attention to how much experience they have and how confident they are in their experience. Many times, a lot of newer cigar smokers, and I say newer, meaning they may have been smoking since yesterday or for 5 years, because the average cigar smoker is not who you'll see in your local lounge on a regular basis. The average cigar smoker smokes 3 to 5 cigars a year. They don't actually smoke that much, meaning they won't have a whole lot of experience. They smoke more occasionally, or they'll smoke socially, but it's not necessarily something that they seek out for themselves. So they won't be that well experienced. And I'm listening for them. I'm listening to their experience levels. And when I do hear that they are maybe a little less experienced or maybe not as confident in their experience as they would like to be, I will tell them about our Cigars 101 class. I'll tell them when it is, what they get with it, which is a drink and a cigar, and I choose the cigar for the class.
Wow.
And
now, how do you choose a cigar for the class if you have a wide variety of people?
I tend to aim for something that is beginner friendly.
Okay.
And that is not super intense as far as the body, because I'm somewhat aiming for the middle here, but I do want to get something that, one, I enjoy and that I think is good to kind of broaden someone's experience if they've never had it before. And
okay, hot seat question. Hot seat question.
Yeah.
Give me some cigar names and cigars that you actually provide in your classes.
Honestly, I'll pick a few different ones each time. Let's see. The Underground Shade.
Okay.
That is an amazing blend, first and foremost. Brilliant construction, very consistent, and it's not very strong. And that allowed me to talk to them about the uniqueness of that blend.
Okay.
Like, have they ever paid attention to their experience with Ecuadorian shade-grown tobacco, Connecticut shade, and even go deeper into the blend and kind of help them to become more cognizant of their experience. And the more they pay attention to their experience, the more they'll actually learn about their own palates. Yeah. Generally, sometimes I'll pick a light Sumatra blend or a light shade blend or medium Habano blend. Those are some of the ones I tend to gravitate towards when it comes to the Cigars 101 class.
Nice. And so tell them how they're able to find these classes if they do want to attend. If you guys are in the Charlotte area, this is definitely closer to Cornelius, the northern part of Charlotte, which is a very nice area. So if you guys ever want to come visit, you'll totally love it.
So on our website, Ash and Barrel Social Cigar Lounge. Yeah.
Yep, Ash and Barrels. You guys, that website is tickering down at the bottom.
Yeah. So that information will be there as far as our schedule on when all the different events happen throughout the month. We have the Cigars 101 class once a month. It's usually on a Thursday, usually a little bit later in the month, like the third or fourth Thursday. It's from 7 to 9. and it only costs you $20. And for that, you get a cigar, you get a drink, which you can choose one from our cocktail menu. And I also usually will put out a curated pairings list that, I'm picking the cigar, and I'm somewhat experienced when it comes to drinking. So I'll usually pick a few different things that will also pair well, or at the very least not clash with the cigar that I've chosen. If you follow us on Instagram, that we always post our events there, from Wine Down Wednesday to Bourbon Brew Friday to Cigars and Mimosa Sundays, and any sort of special events that we do. We always post them on our Instagram as well as on our Facebook page. So you can always go to either one of those three options, and you'll be able to find that information of when our Cigars 101 class, or at the very least, shoot, just call us up. We'll tell you. And usually it'll be me that answers.
So do you know about what cigars that you should be, or what drinks that you should be pairing with the cigars?
So I usually try to have somewhat of an eclectic selection, because I know certain people have certain preferences and certain things that they gravitate towards. So a decent tequila, a rum, a bourbon, a scotch, and I'll try to cover that range. So of things that I think, and of course I'm going off of my own palate, but I do try to really pay attention to not only what I like with that cigar, what I think will pair well, but also I listen to our customers as far as like what they like pairing with certain cigars. Even when I go and check on my customers and they're smoking a cigar that I've suggested to them, I always also ask them, what are they pairing it with? And I'll ask them for their assessment of the pairing. So even in that regard, I'm always taking in information from our customers about what's really satisfying their palate, what's really making their experience worth having again. Because the way I define a good cigar is a cigar that I enjoyed enough to smoke it again. Whether it's I smoke it again tomorrow, or down the line, I'm like, you know what? I remember this being pretty good. Let me go revisit that.
Yes.
That's a good cigar.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Marco, for bringing up this information, because I was definitely impressed. And I think it's so imperative for each cigar lounge to be able to have this kind of information and education. I mean, education is what sells. The more that you know, the more that you're going to want to know, and the more that you're going to be able to enjoy, all those different things. So I'm very impressed, and I was totally thrilled to be able to meet you and find out a lot of information. And I love this place. It is so phenomenal. And I know you probably have some final words for these guys. Do you have some final words?
I'll say this. One, the Briscoes, Tony and Robin, they've given me a great opportunity here. This is a place where I can really serve the cigar community like I think it deserves to be served. This project here has been years in the making, and thankfully, we're about to celebrate our first year anniversary here at the end of this month. So, and we're going to have an absolute blast. We've got, 3 days of celebration?
Wednesday, 4 days of celebration.
Yeah, 4 days of celebration for our 1 year anniversary. And
fantastic things planned for each day. For the new cigar smoker, for a great time. And
let me finish with this, and then we'll have them tell you about our 1 year anniversary celebration. So one thing I like to tell people, if you follow me on Instagram, Tobacconist Marco Bureau, on all of my videos, I tend to finish them with this, and that is, remember, cigars are about relationships.
Yes.
And with that, Melanie, it was an absolute blessing to meet you. I
Aw.
followed you on not only YouTube, but Instagram and Facebook for quite some time. So I've known about you. It's just that now I'm finally getting to meet you, and it's quite a delight.
Oh, I love it. I'm so excited.
All right, so I will turn you all back over to your hostess, and it was nice talking with you.
Thanks, Marco. You're fabulous. All right, so Robin, give us the down low on the amount of celebrations that you guys are going to
Well,
bring.
there's still some things that we're planning and planning out, but it's going to go from Wednesday, the 26th through the 29th. Like I said at the beginning, we opened on Halloween weekend, on Halloween, I think it was that Friday, with a masquerade. So we're going to end the same way, but we have live music each of the nights. We have, I'll give you just a little bit of an insight. We have a classic car event.
Ooh.
So with bars and cigars, it's called fast cars, slow cigars. I want you to sit back and enjoy and smoke that cigar slowly and nicely. We have a blackjack night. We have blackjack tables in here where you'll get a chance to spend some of that monopoly money that you win to get some of our good prizes and that are going to be auctioned off. We just have a whole week of fantastic fun and getting together. And like Marco said, it's about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So we're opening the doors and want everybody to come out and enjoy, meet some new people, kindle some relationships, and start some new ones. That's what it's all about.
Yes, I love it. I know, it's so fabulous. And he turned the lights on.
So, did you get a chance to tell anybody about your move yet?
My move. Oh my goodness. So you guys, I did kind of mention it a little bit earlier. So I am now in the Charlotte area for quite a little while. As long as I guess I can hang here. As long as they'll accept me. But yeah, I am actually going to be living in North Carolina for a while, and I'm super stoked because lounges all around, from Ash and Barrel all the way down to Tinderbox. Going to give a shout out to Tinderbox too. You know, love these guys. I think this is such a fabulous area to get to know a lot of people. And believe it or not, I've walked into a lot of lounges and they already know who I am. I'm like, oh my God. It is a great thing. So I'm super stoked being here. So I hope that you guys are excited and as happy as I am. And you're going to be getting to see a lot more of me because I'm actually a little more not going to be moving around as much. So it's going to be a lot more coming at you. And I'm definitely going to be at Ash and Barrel a ton because this is fabulous. I walked in tonight and people were waving hi at me, very welcoming. I don't think that they even knew who I was, but it was just a matter of me walking in and a lady is just like, hi, you know what? I want to ask you about the lady. How do you react to the women? And there was a ton of women in here. Okay. There is a lot of women in this lounge.
We absolutely love it. That was one of my primary goals. It's like, I want to introduce more females to the cigar community, and they show up in droves. And like I said earlier, whether this is their first time and they come to me and they're like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know how to pick it. We have, as you guys have just experienced, one of the best tobacconists in there, and it gives us such a great introduction to this. And so we're getting more and more females into this culture, into this community. So, like you said, the lounge is packed.
Well, we definitely appreciate that because there's nothing like having more women and more lovers of the leaf than we need. More sisters of the leaf to be able to make it happen, because I think that the sisters have, I mean, you know, no offense, but it's like they have some big vocal cords, you know, and they're like, when they love something, they can definitely get the men in here. The women are here, men will come.
And my last word is, you know, like Marco said, follow us on Instagram, Facebook. I post all day, every day, and make sure that everybody's informed of what's going on here at Ash and Barrel. So I always send out 2 or 3 times a day what's going on here, so that you are never in the dark. You'll know what's going on.
And there are a lot of events and a lot of great deals. So definitely, you guys definitely should absolutely check this place out and tell them exactly, give them maybe, I know I already have your website put on here. A minute ago, I had the website. You can find them right there at ashandbarrelcigarlounge.com. And you guys have to check it out. It's Cornelius, North Carolina, to be exact, right? Is that what the address is? And it's a beautiful place. And I will actually, if you guys didn't see, I will definitely be posting a video soon on my Instagram so you can kind of see how beautiful this place is, because it is top notch. You guys they live in a very, I mean, the area is very prestigious. I definitely can see that. And then also the lounge is absolutely beautiful. Lots of room, lots and lots of room. So a lot of people can come here. And right now the house is packed. I couldn't believe it. I was like, usually I come in and I go up to the bar, and I actually came to the bar the other day, and I saw Marco, and then I see another guy, and they had one chair in between them, and I just sat myself right in between them, and they were like, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna sit right here in between them. You know, I didn't know any better, but I just felt comfortable enough to do it.
Well, you've experienced both. Now you've experienced the packed house, and you've experienced days where it's, we have people, scattered throughout the lounge doing work or just chilling, watching a game on the TV or whatever, and you experience both sides of it.
Gotta love and you gotta love the I guess the regulars, and when you come in, they're gonna remember you because they're definitely friendly enough to know you, remember you, say hi to you again, and you're gonna feel like family as soon as you come in here. I've definitely enjoyed it. So I am so happy that I found this place. I wanted to let everybody know that I know Charlotte is actually a huge destination, a travel destination, a big tourist destination for everybody to enjoy. So this is definitely one place that you guys have to come and check out. And bless you. And then, you're not going to regret it. So I hope that you all get a chance to come and enjoy this place, and you'll have a fabulous time. And the drinks, they have signature drinks, they have bourbon drinks, they have smoky drinks. He smoked me up. I asked him to make a bourbon margarita, and then he smoked it. And let me tell you, my taste buds were like, oh, hello, new drink. I love this. Thank you.
We love to smoke drinks at your table for you instead of taking it away. Let you experience how it's smoked.
Yes.
We love to do that.
It was fabulous. Well, I thank you guys so much for letting me do this.
We appreciate you coming in.
Yes.
And bringing the rest of your family.
Yeah, right? I think they're definitely going to be checking you guys out. I already saw some comments earlier that they said that they were definitely going to be checking this place out. So, yes.
I'm excited to see you all.
Yes, absolutely. There's Xavier. Thank you, Xavier. So thank you guys, and I'm definitely hoping, or I'm going to be here more often. So if you guys ever want to get a chance to meet me, you're probably going to find me here, maybe some other places, but definitely here. So
I have one little small.
Absolutely.
Just in case. For those of you in the Charlotte area or coming into the Charlotte area tomorrow, we will have an old school couple groups here. So Grandmaster Flash and Imperious 5 and the Sugar Hill Gang will be here tomorrow for a meet and greet at about 7 p.m.
Wow.
Just come and say hi. If anybody remembers them, like I do, it's one of the first groups that I've heard and just was excited about the music. They're going to come here and hang out for a few minutes before they put on their show.
Well, there's nothing like supporting the life that you have around you, and then also the music. Because I'm from Nashville, so the music is a big deal to me. I love it. Well, thank you guys so much. And thank you all for joining us tonight. And we hope that you guys all have a great final draw. I'm sorry that Chevalier was not able to join tonight, but we love him as well, and send a big shout out. And we will see you guys next Friday. It's always 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook.com/Melanie and Cisco. You're going to find me right here. So be sure to hit that notification button so that you get notified every time that we go live.
All right.
Thank
Good to
you.
meet you all.
Live from Ash and Barrel in North Carolina. Bye, guys.